Hey there, boys and girls. I'm your host and guide, Chris13. And we are playing some Final Fantasy VIII. Now, isn't this game fun so far? Yeah, okay, I get it. Not so much. Not so much. Grinding sucks, and, grinding like this sucks even more. But, now that it's out of the way, we don't need to worry about it. For now. We might have to come back a bit later, but for now, we're alright. Now, off-screen, I did go and fill up my fires and thunders just because I could, and I felt like, hey, what the hell, might as well get it out of the way. But really, it's not necessary, seeing as how we can't actually junction that much to any of our stats. So, let's just continue on. From now on, whenever I go and do stuff like that, where I decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to junction some abilities, or not junction some abilities, but if I'm going to go and grind up some magic in an area, hopefully in that episode, well, more than likely, pretty much almost always in that episode, I will point out where the enemy is that I've collected the magic from, and I will just put in the description box below that, hey, I now have a whole bunch of, say, float spells for all my characters because I went and collected them up. Just so that I'm not trying to do that by cutting into battles, cutting out and going, hey, look, I'm doing this, hey, look, I'm doing that. It's not necessary, you guys can figure it out. Unless there was a spell that I was like, okay, make absolute sure you get this one. In which case, yes, I will then put it in the video. But any of these extra ones, like, we really don't need fire, thunder, and ice at this point in the game, so picking those up now was just an optional thing that I figured I would go and do. Okay, junctioning magic. We already know how to do this, thank you. Oh, our gunblade? Yeah, we already know. Pull the R1 trigger, yada yada yada. You have to do the same thing with your limit. You can change it so that you don't have to do it, where you don't have to pull the button with your limit, but then your limit's not as strong, so why would you do that? Why? Why? There's no point. Just pull the R1 trigger. Trust me on this. It's not like it's difficult. But this is it. This is where we're supposed to be going. The Fire Cavern. Now, this threw me off for a long time as a kid. It tells you to pick a time limit, and I was like, oh, you get to pick a time limit? Obviously, I'm always going to pick 10 minutes because, hey, the more difficult it is, generally the better bonus. Well, that's not true. What it actually is a judgment call on your behalf. And there's going to be a part in the game coming up fairly soon where you're going to be ranked on a bunch of decisions you make. This is one of them. It says, choose a time best suited to your ability. Which means, picking 10 minutes, sure, you can rush through here in 10 minutes, that's no problem. But, what they want you to do is actually complete this cavern with the time limit as close to 0 as possible. So the closer to 0 you are, the more points you're gonna get. Honestly, in the end, the points aren't worth crap, and it's not worth it, so I'm just gonna go with 20 minutes, because we can get through here in 20 minutes more than easily. Honestly, I'm 99.99999% certain I can get through here in 10 minutes more than easily, but hey, just in case, let's just go for 20 minutes, just to stay safe. Yeah, whatever. Not really paying any attention to this. Yeah, because that's going to keep us relaxed, telling that most people choke. Oh, something I forgot to do? Magic. We don't want Blizzard's junctioned right now. Why? Because I'm going to be using them to cast spells. Yeah, I'm going to be casting a bunch of Blizzards. That and, honestly, sleep is better for magic stat anyways, so why not use it instead? But yeah, that was another reason why I wanted some sort of thunder or something else. I didn't realize that Blizzard was actually the better spell. Huh. Anyways, new enemies in this area, but no new magic. We got bats here with thunder. So take them out. Pretty much any one hit from anyone will finish them off. Nothing all too special. Pretty much just a straight run ahead to the boss battles. Boss battles? Battles. Battle. There is only one. Yay! Useless. Oh, I should probably point that out. Those things are draw points. You get spells from them, but honestly, it's a hell of a lot easier to get spells from drawing from monsters in battle. Short of, like, any sort of special spell, like Ultima. Because not many enemies use those, so for the most part, they're not worth much. Bombs, as you guessed, you can draw fire from them. Also, probably not too surprising, they are going to be weak to Blizzard, so let's just finish them off quickly. I'm having Kizdis cast the magic because, well, she's got the higher magic stat, so it only makes sense. Also, I think I meant to point this out, but I didn't. But having a higher magic stat also makes it easier to draw magic from the enemy. So if you're only getting, every time you draw, 2, 3 of any sort of spell, try and raise the character's magic stat, and you should be able to get 9 or 8 on a more average basis. This is especially vital for when you're trying to draw harder spells, so things like Ultima. And the final enemy in this area, these guys, they know fire, blizzard, and thunder, but they go down like cheesecake in a fat man's belly. Good night. Alright, we're close to the boss. Yeah, it's a pretty small area. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually switching up my items with GF. Yes, you're GF, okay. You have Shiva. Because, hey, remember, Shiva is Ice Elemental. And I'm not sure if you'd have guessed, but the boss here is going to be Fire Elemental. And the whole purpose is to come here and to get our own Guardian Force. A Fire Guardian Force? A Fire Esper? Oh my god, surprise, surprise. It's Ifrit. Who'd have thunk? Well, I guess probably everybody. Anyways, cast Blizzard on him, summon Shiva, attack him, do whatever. He's really not that hard. You can draw Cure from him, so really there's no reason you should die, because you can keep healing yourself indefinitely by just casting Cure. Anyways, also, when your health goes into yellow, it means you're near death, right? And just like other Final Fantasies, you can cast your limit when you're near death. All you gotta do is keep hitting circle to reselect the character. Come on. Until this arrow appears. Hit right, you'll see their special limit command, Kizdis' blue magic, and we can cast Laser Eye. For some fairly decent damage. It also takes 100% priority, So it will always override whatever else you would be doing. But you know what? Let's not risk it too much. Let's just cast Cure on ourselves. What I mean by 100% priority is say you've told other people to do things like attack or cast magic, and then you tell someone to use a limit break, that will jump forward, and that will be the first thing that's done. Regardless of what your other people are doing, the limit break is done pretty much immediately after you tell them to do it. Also, summoning Guardian Forces. Guardian Forces each have a stat with every character, and the more you use them, the higher that stat will get. The higher that stat, the faster you will be able to summon them. So if you notice Shiva here, when I go to summon, has this blue bar, and it slowly works its way down. The more I use her, the faster I will be able to summon her. Also, the reason GF, Guardian Forces, have their own health is because as they're being summoned, say Squall gets attacked, it will actually work off Shiva's health instead. So if you're about to take a big, heavy hit from a boss that you know is coming, this is when I would say, go ahead, summon your Guardian Forces. Let them take the beating instead. Because they get cured just by walking around on the world map. That, and why do you want to take the hit, when really, you don't have to. There isn't much time, but let me go over this real quick. Good. You got yourself a GF, but blah blah blah, blah 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 blah, wah wah wah, wah 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 wah, wah wah wah, wah 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 wah. Okay, same thing. We got a new GF. We're going to want to make sure he's learning something other than summon magic plus 10%, because I'm not going to be summoning him pretty much ever. I do want strength, because as you noticed, I'm going to be relying a lot on physical attacks. Strength is good. So that's the first one I'm going to be learning here. And because Quetzalcoatl, however you pronounce that name, just finished learning Card, I gotta give him another ability right away. Do not delay on this, because the next ability he will learn will always jump back to being Summon Magic plus 10%. And we do not want that. So I'm switching over to Card Mod, which unlocks because we learned Card. So this will allow me to get items from the cards that I have. Now, you notice at the very beginning of the game there, I was kind of not really discussing it, but I talked to a guy and I picked up 7 cards. So we got a good set here. Not really a good set, but a set that we can use for a little mini game against certain NPCs. And I'll get into this probably in the next episode. Especially because we've now got the Ifrit card, which is going to be the best card we got, and we can now compete against the better cards that the other guys have. However, let's just quickly get all this junctioning out of the way. I don't want to do it off screen. I'm going to give Ifrit here to Squall. Can get rid of the GF. We're not going to be summoning him anymore. Let's put some magic on our strength. We'll give him Thunder, because that's the strongest one, and we'll give you some Ice Elemental attack, which means we'll be able to do more damage to the bombs with just a regular attack, because it'll have ice built into it. Nothing really all that special, you should know that, that's how it works. And Kizda's here, we're going to take away items. We're going to give her the card ability. Now, I'm going to show you why I said card is the first ability you want to learn. Not only does it give access to card mods, so I can modify my cards into items, which I can then use the Refine magic to turn into different types of magics, but card allows us to turn the enemies into cards. Hey, who'd have thunk? Basically, I'm going to have one person always doing this. The lower life the enemy has, the higher chance of turning him into a card. From here on out, I'm going to try not to kill any enemy, but I'm going to try to turn him into cards instead. Once again, if I kill an enemy, I'm not going to be like, oh no, I've ruined my playthrough, I have gained some experience. But, I'm going to try and get as little as possible. Right? No experience means the enemies aren't getting stronger, but I'm getting cards from them, which gives me better magic, which makes me stronger. So I'll be getting stronger while the enemy will not. Because notice, we gained no experience, but we still get AP, so we're learning new abilities, and by turning him into the card, we now have a bomb card, which once we learn card modify, we will be able to turn into some form of item, which will probably teach us fire magic. And seeing as how it's a high-level card, probably teach us some form of high-level fire magic. Hooray! This is basically how we're going to be wanting to go through the game. These guys here, like I said, really weak. However, high magic resistance, so if you want to try not to kill them, try casting some magic on them instead. I think Kizdus' attack here is still weak enough that they'll live. Nope. No, it's not. Not at all. Oh well, like I said, killing things isn't going to make or break my game, it's just I'd prefer not to. Alright, so Shiva learns Strength Junction, which will allow my strength to become even more powerful. And with that, I'm going to jump into Ice Magic Refine. I want the refining magics now. Basically, for now, I'm just going for strength and then the ability to get more magic. So with that, we can now also junction magic. Sorry, Shiva, you're getting removed from here. You're gonna go join... Yeah. You're gonna go join Quetzalcoatl over here. And yes, you have a lot of things to junction, but that's only because I want you to have your strength up. So now both of them have more strength. Really, Kizdus isn't necessary to have strength for my character builds once I get all 3 teammates, but to hell with it. This way it'll allow me to get through these battles a bit faster. The reason why I don't really need her with tons of strength is because unless it's a boss, card. Oh, come on! Seriously, it worked last time. Let's do it again. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I'm probably going to be a bit more finicky about making sure that I card all the enemies, especially the ones that I fight off-screen. Pretty much any enemy that I'm going to be fighting off-screen, I'm going to be trying my darndest, basically drawing out the battle to make sure I turn it into a card. Because I want as little experience as possible. Once again, any enemy fighting that I fight on screen, I'm not going to really make such a big deal about it. Like these guys here, yeah, I'm just going to kill them quickly because there's really no point in fighting them. draw from him, cast some thunder on him. You can attack the bomb, because now we'll be ready to card him. Whew, your magic is quite a bit stronger than Squall's. So now if we can just go and do this to everybody, we should be good to go. Come on. Thank you. And I'm just leaving this battle in here to show you how I'm pretty much going to be fighting through the battles from here on out. Yes, I might take a bit more hits, but there's more than enough enemies that I can draw Cure from that I don't ever have to really worry about running out of my supply of Cures. And this way, look, once again, no experience except for those 2 stupid bats, still gaining AP. You want to grind? Feel like grinding? Is that what you want to do? Is that how you play games? You really enjoy the grinding? Well, I don't. But if that's really what you want to do, I suggest heading back to the beach now, fighting the Fasticulations, and just getting shit tons of AP. I'm not going to be doing this. I'm just pointing out that you can. Just card the enemies, get no experience, don't worry about leveling. Get the ability to junction more magic to different stats. You'll become stronger. See you guys in the next episode.